It's a citrine, and it was prescribed to me by a healer woman who told me that I should choose the stone, or let the stone choose me, and to hold it in my left hand because it would basically strengthen my feminine side for receiving. I was at the Maibach Ufer market, and I was walking by and I saw this and it really captivated me. I wanted it. And basically the girl who made it, she was telling me how, it was her project over the winter in Berlin. She's weaving, literally weaving stuff in the winter, and in springtime, you get to see what people are doing, where you think no one's alive, but there was life going on in the really deep, dark winter. So, it's basically my thesis project in Berlin. So, I spent 8 years here, and I'm thinking of this next 6 months as kind of like my last semester of Berlin, because I've always thought of living here as some sort of school for me. So I thought, okay, what's gonna be something that could in a way summarize my whole experience here? And it just came to me, I want to make 12 kimonos, all with a different pattern that I would design, a textile print. The first week I arrived to Berlin 8 years ago, I was filled with ideas for what I wanted to do here, because the whole place was I felt like a blank canvas for anything to happen. And the things that came to my mind were just garments that I wanted to make. And so I bought a sewing machine. We did a little stuff, and then I got really scared. I made some stuff and I got really scared, and then the inner critic came out, and just basically I couldn't stand up to him. Here I am, back to made a full circle back to my original thing. Well, I got into video, making animated stories, music, yoga. Yeah, but the thing that I held most dear, I always just kind of delayed it and was too afraid to approach. It's time to go for it. Yeah. Whatever it is. Just kind of allowing myself to give the space and time to nurture this thing. So that's where the kimonos come in. Like Ki could also be like ki, like energy, and then mono meaning one. And so I really like that there's this whole thing behind it too. What I really like about the kimono is that it's a really basic shape and there's so much surface area. So when I think of each kimono as telling a story, and you can really fill it up with, and it's almost like wings, and which reminds me of this Korean folktale of these angels who fly down from the heaven, and they bathe in this sacred lake. And they all come down in these kimonos. And they're really like vibrant royal garments. And they bathe, and then their kimonos allow them to fly back up to heaven. But then the story goes on, this woodcutter, he's in the forest and gets really enchanted by them, and then he takes one of the garments so that one of the angels can't fly back up, and he takes her wants to have her for himself. And then later on, she finds the garment and is able to fly back up to heaven. So I like that these garments they're like your vehicle to move up, ascend. How you could feel otherworldly in the mundane or in the everyday. And that literally you could feel like when you wear them, you feel that you are transported. You are your own vehicle to exist simultaneously in another realm. Well, it'll start with maybe a color, so a feeling, and then I'll look at the images that I have, and then it will start with one, and then that will make me associate it with another image, and then things will just kind of collect that way. So it's really like a collaging effect, and just not really planning it so much before I make it, but it really starts with one thing, and then that attracts another thing, and that attracts another thing, and then just coming together like that. Yeah. I envision these garments being worn pretty much anywhere, like whether it's in your room or out on the street. Because in a way, they're not something that's meant to blend in with the environment. It's more like you, wherever you are, like you are the portal to this realm. And in this realm, there is no time, in a sense. It's just, I really like the idea of also, like, that it could be something super ancient or in the future, ancient future, monumental. You are your own, in your own time-space continuum where all these things, ancient, what's in the future, is all encoded in you, in the present. And whether we consciously remember it or not, we are carrying all of that. Getting up to produce 12 and to exhibit them before I leave Berlin. It'd be really nice to just see them out of here, from here, and just to see them all displayed, ready to ascend into the heavens. And as soon as I decided that I wanted to do this, I've been encountering all sorts of criticism from my itty bitty shitty committee. Basically all my inner critics just popping up to say hi and say, why, what are you doing, this isn't working, this is really dumb, all this stuff. Like, who do you think you are putting on all these colors when there are people suffering out there? It's like really funny, like, I don't know why that came up. I realized that, there are some days where I just feel frozen and paralyzed, and I think, oh my god, it's so too big for me to handle, even though it's all, like, I created it myself, right? And I realized that, okay, like, I just have to accept that there will be moments or even days where these feelings are there, but I also have to allow for that time where I'm not, like, creating it. And that's part of the program of when you have a vision, and like that inevitably there will be the shadows coming up, and that's part of the program, to not think that something's gone wrong or that means that the project's not going to happen. It's just, no, it's part of it, and they will come up the more you desire, and they're like part of the whole game. They come together in a package, so it's almost like welcoming it and really being like, okay, you're here because I want something, And it's for me to breathe into it and work with it and work through it and be like, okay, you're here, and I'm still choosing to do it anyway. And yeah, that's the only way I feel myself, allowing myself to move like centimeter by centimeter towards this goal. Talking about this out loud makes it more concrete. So even as just a game to myself, what happens if I just say what I want out loud and tell people and have witnesses to it? Then I'm just like, I have to do it, you know? Like, I have to hold myself accountable to this. It's bigger than what's just in here now. It's like become projected out. And so even just as a game for myself, that's what I'm doing. It's just a game.